Heyo, what is going on everybody, and here with a TFT update just released onto surrender20.net where we get all of our information from. So we have a little mini B patch coming up on June 30th, so that's already live. It ended up, let's see, yeah, we buffed up Hellions, we nerfed Redeemed a little bit, a couple of very small minor changes, but on this same article, they released what the new mechanics are going to be for the upcoming 5.5 TFT set. Dawn of Heroes. So no longer are we going to have shadow items. We will have the spatula items that are in like a different form. It's very, very weird. I kind of glanced over this article once, so let's go ahead and read it in depth though and see kind of what we're dealing with here. So as far as it goes, we're going to now have a brand new mechanic. The shadow items are now gone right here. And then radiant items are added. And they're like shadow items are super, super strong, but instead of having a drawback, nothing. No drawback. No negative. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay. However, we only get to have one radiant item, so it's going to be back to a normal item meta, which I don't know how I feel about that. I think the shadow items were giving a lot of variety and different kind of team play and different comps and utilizing just all the wacky item combinations. But now we're only going to get to have one of these radiants and then the regular items. So we're taking away a little bit of variety, but I'm kind of curious to see where this goes. Also, we get what's called a Divine Blessing when we drop below 40 HP, and everyone gets one. And it's either going to have like gold in it, or a spatula, or units, or just something crazy. And everyone gets this. So no longer are you going to feel absolutely boned if you're in 8th place and not rolling anything good in your shop. So you'll get a chance. It's like a good comeback mechanic, which I kind of like. So while Pengu's been battling the Blackfoot to save Nimblefoot, they go ahead and they say this is how everything's gone so far. Pretty easy. However, as he continues to fight the Black Mist, the weapons of chaos shadow items will be gone. Yes, they're leaving us in Reckoning Dawn of Heroes. End of section. Like, they're gone. Nothing's coming back. Also, poor little Pengu with his Shadow BF sword. It's actually kind of hilarious. However, now the Skyglass in the League client, that if you played the TFT on the normal client, there was a big, like cathedral-esque Skyglass window. Complete a whole bunch of different missions, and you fill in the whole Skyglass. So that's actually part of the lore now. With that assembled, you access all these Radiant items. So, which is convenient because fighting shadowy blackness items with shadow items isn't a good idea. Think, Pengu, think. Insert the yes. Okay. However, so now, Radiant Deathcap, 100 bonus AP, no health loss. Radiant Quicksilver, 30 seconds of CC immunity, plus 30% attack speed. For reference, 30 seconds, it takes Kale 25 seconds to reach her fully ascended form. That's nuts. Not only is it giving attack speed, but it's giving it crowd control immunity almost the entire round. So unless you're going into overtime, you pretty much have infinite CC immunity with the Radiant Quicksilver. That is a fantastic item. I see a lot of people are probably going to be itching to make this one. Radiant Banshee's Claw, this one's also really cool. Holder and all allies will gain a shield that blocks first enemy ability, and all allies get 200 HP. Like, these Radiant items are just ridiculous. I think they're going to have to buff this up a little more. 100 bonus AP is nice, but compare it to Radiant Quicksilver and Radiant Banshee's Claw, this is going to get outperformed very quickly by these. With how many ways there are in this set to gain AP. You have Redeemed, you have like stuff like Trundle, you have Dark Ionic. Oh, Dark Ionic Spark's not in the game anymore. My bad. But there's still a lot of ways to gain AP. Spellweaver comp, for example. I just think it's going to be very interesting seeing what kind of Radiant items besides these three we end up getting. We're probably going to go over those when we start playing the game now. Yes, so we're creating a jackpot moment that will shape the rest of your game. Their simple power is powerful enough for Pengu to hopefully vanquish the Black Mist. which is then going to lead into set 6, I'm guessing, once the Black Mist is vanquished. They should motivate you to structure your team around. After all, victory comes easiest for those who can best wield the power of their chosen item. With great power comes great responsibility. Okay, sure. And with that responsibility, we'll be taking great care in making all Radiant items feel viable, similar in power, yet provide plenty of variance. So hopefully they realize, hey, this is good, but these are way better. So hopefully they'll balance out all these Radiant items. Maybe that's like, maybe a Radiant Death Cap could be like 130 bonus AP. That would be something kind of interesting. Or 100 AP plus an extra 10% or 15% max HP for the units that it is attached on. Just something to kind of make it a little more oomph. Where are we? Okay, so game to game, by giving players all at the same time, the option to select one of 5 Radiant items. So it's going to be like an armory, I assume. So it's going to be an armory with 5 Radiant items, and you get to pick one, which I kind of like that. Having 5 is a massive variety to pick from, and I think you're always probably going to get something that's at least useful for your team. Radiant items will make every game of TFT feel like a unique experience because like memorable moments and clever team concoctions. Okay, yeah, no, I kind of like that. So taking away all the variety of the shadow items and just basically it doubled the item pool. We still get a lot of items, but we only get 1 Radiant, which, however, if the Radiant shapes your team as much as like a Radiant Banshee Claw for more HP for allies, all allies get a spell shield, like, there's going to be some interesting teams going on here, is what at least my first line of thought. So Divine Blessing, the last defense against the shadows. So this is the orb that will drop when you hit 40 HP. So you hit 40 HP, we get either gold, we get gold, we get items, consumables, so like a Nico's Help, spatula, or champions. So that's actually pretty cool. So they have a little itty-bitty video here. The animation's really cool. It reminds me exactly of the animation from getting a Fated unit last set in set 4. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, they do that and out flies. How much gold was that? I want to see how much exact gold that was. Here, wait, let me see here. See if we can count this gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So roughly 15 gold worth of items are going to pop out of this. That's actually not bad, because I think, depending on how they weigh in spatula and items and consumables, you could very well get like a good swing out of just this blessing orb, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. With the actual item components and champions may vary from player to player, the value will be uniform. So you're always going to get roughly 15 gold worth of stuff. Thanks to the power of order, everyone's going to be feeling a little bit more fortunate when they're in dire straits. Cool. And now there's this weird mechanic, and I glanced over this, and I read it like 2 or 3 times, and I'm still not positive what they're going to be doing with this. Tome of Emblems, the latest and greatest bestseller written by Earth themselves. Flip through this hardcover to access a shop of 4 emblems to choose from. The tome has a chance of dropping from the Divine Blessing. It can rarely end up in the hands of PvE encounters. Who knew the critters we farm were so well read? When the Tome of Emblems is inside of an orb, that orb cannot be opened unless you have the bench space to accommodate it. It's an exciting read that we don't want you to miss out on. So you're going to get, and this is actually, funny enough, that's a reused asset from actual League of Legends. It's actually a ward skin that came out with Elementalist Lux, I believe. I think I actually had that ward skin on my main account. But so on occasional PvE encounters, as well as when we get our Divine Blessing at 40 HP, it's going to give us 4 different spatula emblems to choose from, which, filling in the gaps, this is where this bleeds into the next section, the Shadow Spatula is now gone. No more Force of Darkness, thank God. It seemed like the Force of Darkness that we fought when just fighting against a regular team, it was so hard to win. It was so hard to win with an extra 2 unit size. We basically had to hope that if we weren't strong enough that other people could beat them. It was just kind of miserable. So filling in the gaps. Shadow Spatula's gone. There's Hellion Emblem, Forgotten Emblem, Nightbringer Emblem, all those, they're not gone. That's what this little tome, I believe, is for. Because maybe it's like this and then also in the armory. However, there's a whole bunch of different more emblems now. There's Ranger Emblem, there's Knight Emblem, and I'm wondering what other ones they're going to throw in here, because there's only 4 Ranger. If they give us a Ranger Emblem, you can imagine like you put this on a Rise, who has a blue buff and a Shojin's, he's going to go insane. Or even if you give him like a Ginsu's and a Shojin's, or something crazy like that. Like, you can make anyone a Ranger, you can make 6 Knights without having to dedicate to like an early Poppy or Leona. That's massive. So I'm wondering how these specifically are going to change the game, because they're adding in more of these spatulas. So yeah, expect to see new Shadow Emblems for Brawler, Draconic. That's terrifying. So you don't need a Heimer. You can get this at like level 5 perhaps. So you can get Golden Egg starting super early. Invoker, that's pretty cool. And Ranger. Like, so this is ridiculous. Oh, shut up, Creative Cloud. But yeah, so all the non-5 cost traits are, I don't know about all of them, but it looks like they're just going to throw in a ton of Ranger, Knight, Brawler, Draconic, and like all of these are just going to be traits that we can get now without having to fully dedicate a team comp to it. That's nuts, and I'm very excited for that change. Yep, so still have questions looming. Questions like, are we forgetting the Forgotten now that Shadow items are gone? How do the changes affect armory drops? So they say stay tuned for more Divining Prophecies articles. So they're going to be releasing more info on this in a while, but this is the info we have now, so it's very interesting. So now we have these cool Radiant items that can like change the entire team comp, but you only get 1. We have the Blessing Orb at 40 HP for a good comeback mechanic. I love that. The Tome of Emblems, for now we get a free spatula item, which, so it's not a guaranteed, but if we can get it from PvE rounds and we can get it from the Divine Blessing Orb, I'm guessing a lot of teams are going to like maybe bank on getting that spatula item. So we're probably look to see more vertical comps, more so than anything here. And then all of the new Shadow Emblems for stuff that didn't have it before. So I'm looking forward to this new set. Tell me guys what you think down below. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts of how you think this is going to change the game. Anyways, remember, like, comment, subscribe. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.